Casey, why are current events important for companies to be thinking about from a security perspective?
Cybersecurity is an inherently human problem, and humans are subject to current events. I also think that between COVID, what we've seen more recently, it's become more obvious.
Hackers use big events in the news as a mechanism to trick through phishing.
Yep.
This fear of nation state attacks where they have sort of an endless supply of people to go after you if they really want to.
Chaos works in favor of the smart adversary. So, they're looking for things that inject chaos into how we're thinking about defense, how we're thinking about operational controls, how we grow our business, so on.
Someone's classic response will be, oh, well, I'm too small for them to be concerned about me.
Yeah.
But even if you're too small, you can be used as a pawn in some type of an attack, right?
Changes in the TTPs of nation state acts is to become more kind of wholesale in their exploitation. For folks that consider themselves as not being targeted in the past, I think that's an assumption that's fairly useful to challenge.
What would be a signal that you might be a target of any kind of global event?
I think understanding what the IOCs, the tactics that adversaries are using, if you're subject to those, targeting remote access devices that are unpatched, for example, are you in that camp? Is that something that affects you? Working out on a continuous basis, if it's relevant, if that's bringing you into the crosshairs of someone who's being persistent, across the entire internet from an exploitation standpoint, that's one example of an indicator I would keep an eye on.
We're going to be talking about this very issue this Friday, July 29th, 2022 on Super Cyber Friday. Our topic of discussion is what Casey and I were just talking about, hacking current events, an hour of critical thinking about how what's happening in the world can and will affect your security program. Joining me for this very discussion is the person I was just chatting with, Casey Ellis, founder and CTO of Bugcrowd. Also joining us for this discussion will be Katie Paxton-Fear, who is a lecturer in cybersecurity at Manchester Metropolitan University. Our sponsor for this very event, well, is the company that Casey founded, Bugcrowd. Eliminate blind spots, strengthen your security posture with real-time vulnerability insights. Now, to register for the event, well, you'll find the link to do that wherever you happen to see this video posted, or you can always go to CISOseries.com and you'll see a link to register for this Friday's Super Cyber Friday right there at the top of the screen. And remember, at the end of our Super Cyber Friday discussion, we have our meetup. So Super Cyber Friday, that starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and then we have our meetup immediately after, and that's at 2 p.m. And by the way, everyone is invited. I know some people think, oh, I'm too green in cybersecurity. I don't know if I should be around those people. Yes, you're invited. I'm inviting you now. This is your official invite. So please join us this Friday, July 29th, 2022 for Super Cyber Friday. We're talking about current events. We want to see you there.